Hi family, how are you? Hope y'all are doing well. I am fine. Um, I've been thinking a lot and spending a lot of time to myself to do some thinking. And yeah, I just wanted to come and talk to y'all for a minute. Um, you know, a lot's come out in the, not the news, but um, a lot of awareness has come out about all the things I've been talking about. Well, not this past year, I haven't been here really, but the past few years before that, with these satanic groups that are leading the world, running the world. And so anyways, it's coming out, a lot of it. Which is nice. And what I'm seeing is everything that is put in front of us is they're trying to control our mind in one way or another. So it's all acting for sure. Not that people aren't suffering or, suffering in all the forms that comes. The people at the top are acting to try to portray things as being different than what they are, trying to hide their satanic cults. But at this point, they're not really hiding much, I don't think. They're really moving in for the kill with shock value. Like, there's an experiment. I can't remember too much about like the scientists that did it and stuff. I can't remember. But anyways, the experiment is a behavioral therapy experiment, and it's basically god awful. But they put a dog in a cage that had that was wired electrically, and they would shock it, and the dog would basically observe its responses. After a while, the dog would quit trying to get away from the shock. It's like it gets numb to the response. It gets numb to it. It doesn't try to get away when it could. Like, it could jump up, but it doesn't. And I think this is their training. They're doing behavioral training on the masses. And they're trying to make it to where they won't try to escape. They won't try to change things, even though the people are being tortured. They're building concentration camps everywhere. Just like I said a couple years ago that they were going to do. I said this was their plan. And that's what they're doing. And it's not just for immigrants. It's for everyone. Except for them. So there's two sides to this. There's the good and the evil. There's the Jedi Force and the dumb Force, I call them, because they're not that flippin' bright. Every spark of intelligence that they have comes from divine intelligence. They're copycats. They're thieves. They're stealing our energy, our children. Oh my gosh, I think they're even like... I literally think they're doing face transplants on the rich and famous. I think that's how they're getting to look like they're... I don't know, that was just a little bit of a cue and I got the other day. But anyways, these people are crazy. They have no soul. So they're being run by, a lot of them are being run by an AI program, like a straight up evil AI program. A lot of them are being remotely controlled. I discuss the reason I haven't really been coming on is because I've discussed all this, but it's coming out, and this is exactly what I said was going on. If they can get in everybody's head, and they're using things like the radiomagnetic frequencies that they can use to mess with your mind, make you feel a certain way. They can implant thoughts into your mind. They can wipe memories. So anyways, this is what they can do to every single person on the planet based on their clot shots and everything that they've been pushing. The spraying of the skies and put poison in the food. I mean, it's in everything. There's no avoiding it. There's absolutely no avoiding it. We have to do our best, though. You know, part of that is not relying on material things. Like, that comes from them. We need to try to pare down to basics. Just use what you need and try to grow your own food if you can. But the less you buy off of them, the less money you give to them, the more we can start to starve them out. And a lot of that is being able to focus your energy inward and to find the Holy Spirit and to allow the Holy Spirit to fill your vessel. Everybody has a vessel that is perfectly capable of holding the Holy Spirit. It's a matter, like, some people's vessels look like shriveled balloons. You have to nurture it. You have to make it supple. You have to make it full. You have to make it a vacuum for the Holy Spirit. Sorry, they're blocking me right now. So anyways, the Holy Spirit. You have to be a good vessel for the Holy Spirit to be able to combat this mind control that they're doing, not only externally through the propaganda and the media, and all of the shock value, trying to get people to just quit reacting, quit trying to save themselves at all, because it's just so god awful. And that's what they've been building up to. This is what they've been building up to for the grand finale, to get rid of most of us and lock the rest of us up in concentration camps. But here's what it is, like, so some people, we've got a lot of clones running around that I don't think typically hold a soul, although I think they could if they really wanted to. But they build these clones and they're constantly traumatizing them from day one. They don't really have a chance, besides the fact that they're not even natural to begin with. They've made clones of everybody. And I learned this when I was in California. I had a girl that I was on the street with in California. She told me, she said, the stars that you see in the movies on TV, they're not the real ones, they're clones. And that the real ones were either dead or like strung out in an alley somewhere. They make several clones of very bright people, bright stars, and they sell them on the black market. And they use them to try to, to create this propaganda in the media, to control the people. Their biggest weapon is influence. So basically it's vessels that hold souls, that hold the Holy Spirit, versus empty vessels. They're biological bots, and they are controlled by some alien species that I'm not even going to get into here, but they're off-worlders. Regardless, their technology is based and is copied. They're, like I said, they're copycats. It's copied from the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit's technology, divine intelligence, is what fills every vessel that is appropriate for the Holy Spirit. So they're blocking me again. So it's us versus them. It's us soul beings versus the empty vessels. And because the empty vessels have no means to comprehend, they don't have divine intelligence, which is the ultimate intelligence. That's genius level intelligence. They've been copying it. So once they get into the mind of an unsouled being, like, it's pretty much, they literally are just a bot. They're an AI program, or they're being remote controlled like a stupid video game. Like, you know, you see the puppets, I forget what they're called, I don't care. But anyways, they're really flipping blocking me right now. Marionettes, thank you. It's us versus them. And what's going to happen is, to all the soul beings filled with the Holy Spirit, we're working as one. We work as one. The one. I pulled a few cards before I started doing this. And it's the one that knows. The gnosis. We know. We know the right thing to do. We all have divine intelligence, and divine intelligence is one. It's united. It's the universal language. It's intelligence in its highest form. It's love and authenticity. And it's really about letting everybody know, the siren, letting everybody know who's responsible for these monstrous things. Anybody with a soul is going to reject these people. It's only the unsouled beings that aren't going to that are not rejecting these people. They aren't even human beings. Human beings have souls. They're not even human. They're just biological bots. They mimic emotion. They don't have real emotion. They mimic it. Some of them sold their souls, like I said. Some of them were possibly created without one. I don't think that these mad scientists creating all of these Britney Spears clones, or whoever, whichever clone we're looking at. Oh, they're blocking me so bad. They can get in our heads and they can literally zap them. I've got a tower, like, not too far from my window right here. I don't think it matters, but regardless. They can, oh my gosh. They're sacrificing babies. They literally just, they're not human. They're biological bots. They're not human. They have no soul. They're being controlled by a computer. An evil computer program. It's probably got some malevolent name, I'm sure. But regardless, we can't expect people with no soul to be able to combat that program. They don't have the intelligence to. So for those of us that are souled, we will be moving as one to expose these biological bots for what they are and to dispose of them. In my opinion, public hangings, stuff like that. There's no rehabilitating somebody with no soul. And it's, quite frankly, it's time for us to take our earth back, our world back. Because if you ask me, that's our help. That's the help we're waiting for, is the Holy Spirit to enter and the divine intelligence to counteract this AI program that takes over people's minds and their emotions, makes them say things, makes them do things that they wouldn't normally do. People call them possessed, but really, they're controlled. It's a very elaborate program, but it is one. So anyways, I just wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about that because really I wanted to show my face and I wanted to see how y'all are doing. Make sure everybody's keeping their head above water. You know, we're all having to go through a healing process, and some of us are probably further along than others. Some of us, I'm sure, are just hitting the whole dark side of the moon phase, which is what I was saying was going to happen. It was going to be like a mass dark side of the moon. Everyone's just going to be really feeling it, you know, when everything came out to where it really can't be ignored by somebody that still has a soul. There's not really any way to stay asleep anymore. I don't think. I didn't think there was a couple years ago. I thought it was over a couple years ago, but this shit has just been dragging on. But yeah, we're at war. We're at war, and it's funny because where's the other card? It's not only war, it's World War. I'd probably put it back, but the World War card fell out too. It's not just, and it's all the nations, people against the satanic cults, the ones trying to run the world. It's all of them. It's anybody with flipping all that money, with too much money they shouldn't have. Nobody needs that much money. They're not doing anything good with it, as we know. But back to the point, like, it is the people versus evil. The principalities of hate, this AI program that's making these biological bots crazy. It just has to stop. We're those of us who have souls, those of us who chose themselves, those of us who are chosen, are moving like water, and water naturally flows together. we're naturally going to make the right decisions moving forward as a whole. We're going to move as a group the same way they have this AI system running these biological bots. The same way they can make them all act the same flippin' way. Say the same things. Just like that. But with the Holy Spirit, with divine intelligence, we're a lot smarter than them. And we outnumber them. That's what I was just told. They're slowly fading. But I'm going to stop here. I hope y'all are doing great. And I'll try to get back on here more often to check in. But things are speeding up. So it's getting exciting. I feel like I've been patient for long enough too. So over this game. So over it. They're so stupid. So stupid. And I'm ready for all the children to be taken out of harm's way. It's flippin' pathetic. It is so pathetic what these little dick fucking monsters do. Get a grip. All right, so I love you, family, and I will talk to you very soon.